The day my father was laid to rest should have been about family, grief, and memory. Instead, it was about betrayal. While I stood at the cemetery, watching the last clumps of earth fall over his casket, my phone buzzed with a message from a neighbor: "They're trying to sell your ranch." At first, I thought it had to be some kind of mistake. My father had built that ranch from the ground up, and I had inherited it legally. It wasn't just land, it was our history, every acre soaked with sweat and sacrifice. But when I raced back from the funeral, suit still dusty from the graveyard, I saw it with my own eyes, signs on my gate announcing an HOA property auction. And at the center of it all was Karen. Karen, the self-appointed queen of the HOA, stood with a smug smile, clipboard in hand, barking orders to a small group of bidders. She didn't care that I had just buried my father. She didn't care that the ranch wasn't even under the HOA's jurisdiction. To her, everything was about control. She declared I was delinquent on fees, and now, apparently, she had the right to sell my $2.3 million ranch out from under me. My hands trembled, but not from fear. From rage. I walked straight through the crowd, tearing the auction papers off my gate. "This is my land," I growled, my voice hoarse from grief and anger. "You don't get to take it." Karen smirked. "Oh, yes I do. The HOA has rights. You've ignored notices, so now it belongs to us." She waved her hand toward the bidders. "Place your offers." That was the breaking point. I turned and walked back into the house. My father had always told me, never start a fight, but always finish one if they bring it to your door. I opened his old gun cabinet, the one he left me not just as a son but as a guardian of our family's legacy. I loaded a single round, stepped onto the porch, and fired one warning shot into the sky. The crack of that rifle echoed across the hills like thunder. The bidders froze. A few stumbled backward, their faces pale. Karen shrieked, dropping her clipboard. I lowered the rifle, not pointing it at anyone, but making my message clear. This ranch is not for sale. Not today. Not ever. You can try your fake finds and your lies, but I will protect what my father built with everything I have. Within minutes, sheriff's deputies arrived, called, ironically, by Karen herself. She tried to spin her story, screaming that I was a dangerous man with a gun. But when the deputies saw the paperwork I showed them, the legal deeds, the lack of jurisdiction the HOA had over my property, the tide turned fast. Karen was warned, and the so-called auction was shut down on the spot. The bidders left in silence, ashamed at being part of her scheme. My neighbors, who had been too afraid to challenge her before, now saw what standing up looked like. Later that night, I sat on the porch with the rifle across my knees, the stars stretching endless above me. I thought about my father, how he'd worked this land until his hands bled, how he'd taught me that family and honor mattered more than anything. I realized that the warning shot wasn't just for Karen. It was a promise to him. The ranch would never fall into the hands of greed, lies, or tyranny. The HOA had tried to humiliate me on the day of my greatest grief. But instead, they revealed their weakness. They could only bully those who stayed silent. And I wasn't silent anymore. The lesson: grief can break you, or it can forge you into steel. My father's death left a hole in my heart, but it also lit a fire in my soul. And that fire made sure the ranch remained ours, a living testament to his life and our family's strength. Karen thought she could steal from a broken man. But she learned that sometimes, the most dangerous person to provoke is the one who has already lost everything, because they have nothing left to fear.